Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Savo from Revit Chamishi. You know, one of the times that we mourn is the time that the Bnei Yisrael had to translate the Torah into 70 different languages, the Septuagint. However, according to the commentaries in this week's Parsha, Moshe says that when you cross over the Jordan, you will write the Torah and you will put it translated into 70 languages. So why is it now, at the time we had mourned for the translation of the 70 languages, later on, now is considered a good thing? So if we look at the Psukim in Perek Chav Zayin Pasuk Beis, that's when they're told to go and make a miracle of writing the Sefer Torah and onto the stones. And Rashi says in Pasuk Ches, when it says Be'er Ha'tev, to translate this Torah very well, he says into 70 different languages. So some commentators say that it was either translated, made available to the Gentiles, that their Chachamim would be able to translate it, and others say that it was a translation to 70 languages, but the bottom line is that it was become accessible to the Gentiles. So why is this needed? So with that, we have to go back to the beginning of Bereshis, in Perek Aleph, Pasuk Aleph. Rashi says, why is the Torah not commanded, why does the Torah not beginning with the first commandments of the mitzvah, V'chodesh hazeh lachem? Why does it talk about Maaseh Bereshis? So he answers this to tell us, to tell the Bnei Yisrael that Hashem created the world and that He's the owner of the world and we have to follow Him and He instructs us what to do. And in his Nayan LaTorah, Rav Zalman Sorotzkin, so he explains something why this is important. When it came to this period in Eretz Yisrael, the Jews were fighting and taking over the land from the Gentiles. And the Gentiles could have made a claim, could have claimed the Chil Hashem from the Jewish action. How is that? Well, before Matan Torah, Hashem went to the different nations individually, and He asked them to accept the Torah. And each one refused. This one said, oh, well, you told us it's because you cannot steal, you cannot kill, we do all these things. However, when it came to Bnei Yisrael coming to Eretz Yisrael and taking the lands of these same people, they might say, hey, now we see we didn't accept the Torah based on false pretexts, because we see that you could steal and still accept the Torah. So for that they would have had a claim, and it could have been a Chil Hashem. However, since Hashem made it that they would be able to have access now through a miracle and of the extra ability of their Chachamim to look at these stones here and read the stones, and these stones, they didn't start with just the laws that they were told about: don't steal, don't kill, don't be jealous, all these things. It goes actually to beginning of time, to Maaseh Bereshis, where now the Gentiles themselves would see, based on these translations, that Hashem created the world, Hashem is the owner, Hashem can say what belongs to whom, and then in fact this is Him giving it to the Bnei Yisrael, what is rightfully theirs, Eretz Yisrael. So because of that, because of this translation, we have the positive effect of that the Gentiles knew that it was actually our Bnei Yisrael entitled to the land and not a theft. And also the Gentiles were punished because now that they knew that Hashem created the world, they had a second chance to tshuva, to come by tshuva, and they were not, and therefore they deserved to be punished. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful week.